Have you ever been in this situation where you start going to the gym and you know what, by week 4, you're really enjoying it. You're starting to enjoy the gym, going regularly, getting down to a routine, starting to get dedicated, and when you go home, you're watching fitness content, gym content until you probably fall asleep. Now, a few of us have been there, and after a little while, you start getting these little comments from people who say, don't make the gym your whole life. You know, you've got to have a life outside the gym. Don't make the gym your whole personality. And all these little comments. And I just want to talk about this today because I've had the exact same thing. And I'm sure other people have had them comments made to them. And I just want to talk about it and why I can understand where these people's comments are coming from. But at the same time, I want to argue against it. So if I go back to when I first started the gym, like properly, because again, I've been there when I've been 16, 17, maybe even 15. But in terms of like starting it properly, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whatever. When I first started, like I say, like anyone else, you go, you start getting a bit of a taste for it, you start going regularly, you start going with your mates, or you start even going when your mates don't go and they let you down, but you still go anyway. And then before you know it, you're going home, you're watching workout videos, gym edits on TikTok, or just anything gym related. You are starting to be, starting to consume it. Buy all the gym products, whether it be creatine, protein powder. You start buying it all, gym clothing. Then you wear the gym clothing even when you're not going to the gym. Because of course, if you start going for a little while and you start to fit out these muscle-sized tops or tank tops or vests or whatever, you're going to want to buy it. Why not? Of course, why not? You want to show off what you're working towards. But then, of course, comes the little comments here and there from people who go, don't make the gym your whole life. Have a life outside the gym. You know, all these kind of comments. And in a way, I can kind of understand where they're coming from. Because they're coming from a place of, just because when you go to the gym for that 1 hour, there's still another 23 hours in a day for you to be focusing on other things. And rightfully so, they are right. But again, when you first start the gym, and like for me, I started the gym after 2 people in my life passed away, my dad and my grandma. So going to the gym was just such an amazing thing and a way to just let out either inner frustration or whatever it may be. And I had other things going on in my life, but it was a side hobby. But also people passing away and you're feeling sorry for yourself and all these other things, and you start the gym, and so you're sort of like, well, hang on a minute, I'm enjoying the gym. I'm going 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Why can't I let it become an addiction? Why can't I let it take over my life, even just for a year, even just for a year and a half, whatever? Why not let me have this thing that I've got that I'm doing well at? Because some of us, when we go to a gym and we go from, bench pressing, I don't know, the bar to bench pressing 100 kg, that's a big achievement. And some of us have maybe never had an achievement like that outside the gym. So if you want to show that off and you want it to become your personality, I mean, there's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people on the internet right now making money from gym content. That is their life. That is what they do. They wake up, gym, whatever. So if, I don't know, someone down the road wants to do something similar, but on a smaller scale, maybe not make content, but they want to wake up and prioritize their day around fitness, around the gym, why is there an issue with that? And I don't think it's necessarily that people do find an issue with that. I mean, for example, like me right now, I'm eating pure whole foods, no sugar in my foods whatsoever. So for example, I'll give you a quick run through. Rice cakes, banana, raspberries, protein powder, eggs, sourdough, chicken, rice, steak, beef, sweet potato, like carrots, broccoli, green beans. And that is like literally my diet. So I can understand in a way when people say, don't make it your life, don't become obsessed with it, because you still want to be able to go out and enjoy family dinners, still go out with your mates and enjoy different events or social events. I can understand that in a way, because it might ruin, let's just hear me out, it might ruin it for other people. However, we're not living for other people, we're living for ourselves. And who knows, this might only last for 1 year. They're more than happy for us, if we want in a dirty bulk, for example, ate all the calories inside, drank all the beer inside, they'd be loving it to go, they're living life. But why is that seen as living life? Eating all this food, drinking beer, going out, drinking whatever. Why is that seen as living life and enjoying it and hitting the gym, as opposed to still hitting the gym, but controlling what I eat, not drinking beer, might go out to the odd social event here and there. Why? Why is there such a big dramatic viewpoint in it? And I think just some people see it as, if you get too addicted with the gym, you also become a bit too addicted with yourself and become a bit like egotistic, shall we say, like you start showing off. But that is the gym. That is the whole point of the gym. What you gain from the gym is muscle on your body. So you want to show it off. The same way someone who becomes a millionaire or whatever, tomorrow, let's say they go out and buy, I don't know, the best Range Rover. I'm not going to go overboard and say Lamborghini, Ferrari, whatever, but let's just say to go out and buy the best Range Rover, to go and get a nice £250,000 house. No one says to them, oh, why are you showing off? They're all happy for them, but as soon as you go to the gym and you start maybe wearing clothes that are a little bit more tight fitting and you prioritise your day around it and you're eating sweet potato and mince and veg for your dinner and your lunch, and you go home and you might consume a bit of content about the gym and you really want to understand all the different ins and outs, suddenly people then start arguing saying you shouldn't make it your life, you'll become boring. In terms of my overall view on it, I mean, I've got to be honest, when I first started, I'd say probably between the months of the gym, let's say between probably month 2 and probably up to the start of this year, 2025, I was obsessed with the gym. And it's not like I'm not obsessed now, but I think now I'm pretty much a year and a half, 2 years in, I'm starting to understand being a natural takes a long time to get a physique like most of the people you see online. Most of them are taking things that you don't know, but that's for another story. But it takes a long time. So this obsession, if it was quite quick, you could go from 0 to 100 natty, like really quick, I'd probably still be obsessed. But the fact that I know it's going to take 3, 4, 5 years to get to my natty limit, I'm sort of not losing interest, but I've got to a point where the gym's there and it's something I do every day regardless. But I'm not completely obsessed with it. But in the beginning, when someone starts and you start seeing them gains, I don't see it as a bad thing at all. If they want to get obsessed for a little bit, because the gym is all about improving yourself, you know, and who knows, them going to the gym, them becoming obsessed might make them a better disciplined person, a person with a bit of routine, someone who improves themselves through going to the gym. Because let's just say someone goes to the gym, they start thinking better about themselves. Oh, if I can do this, I might be able to get a better job. Or if I can do this, I might be able to get into a relationship that I want to get into. You know, all these things, they might start thinking better of themselves, but you have to become obsessed with the gym first before that happens. So again, I just think overall, these people, it's just a throwaway comment. They say, don't become obsessed, don't make it rule your life. But in my opinion, if you want the gym to rule your life and you really enjoy it and you really want to go and you want to watch all the content and follow it, I don't see a problem with it at all. I think maybe when it starts ruining friendships with people and family members, then you might have a slight issue. But I'm sure no one has ever